Hi, intrepid viewers. Here we are. We're going to have a look at what's going to happen to Trump in the last week of September. So, any new viewers who have just surfed in, I do have to warn you that on this channel, he is regarded as a B-grade celebrity, bankrupt, sexual predator, unsuitable to be POTUS. So, if you think he's a good guy, off you go to Fox News. Okay, so let's just make that clear. This is not about fair and balanced. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to use the Thoth deck. It's a deck I particularly like to use for Trump. So let's see his last week of September. Goodness me. And the Kavanaugh stuff, of course, is, limping on. It's a hideous process. Oh, what? Oh, I saw a snippet somewhere, viewers, where someone was suggesting, does Trump secretly drink? That would be interesting. He's said for 50 years, I don't drink, and I just rolled with that. I thought that's the least of his, unattractive traits. But that could explain a bit. So nothing like a bit of gossip to kick off, is there really? All right. I have to do another reading on Melania too. I've been reading Woodward's book, and there's very little on Melania, but what is there suggests that she might be a bit more difficult behind the scenes than we had perhaps thought. Okay, back to Trump last week of September. Have a little look here. So, his main card. It's a card. Look, there's a hint of debauchery here. There's a card in this deck called Debauchery. It's not actually the debauchery card. It's more a tone of the reading. So I'm not sure how this computer screen is working for you, so I'll hold the cards up as usual. So in the middle, his key card is the Eight of Cups, indolence. So you can see what I mean. There's an element of excess to this card. So someone who has not only emotionally got gratification throughout their life, but also too much gratification, you could say. That's also borne out here by the Ten of Cups, the satiety card, which is that overkill, that emotional overkill, because we forget with Trump, because he hasn't got a brain, we sort of tend to think he's devoid of emotion too, and it's actually the opposite. He's just gushing emotionally. He's emotionally incontinent. He is just an emotional mess as we speak. He does have the Strength card. This is in his recent past, but he does have the Strength card. The fact he's still there on some level suggests he's not devoid of strength. And this is what can happen with someone who has that brutish sort of approach to life, and he is a brute. There's a primitive strength to Donald Trump. It's a bit like a cockroach you can't kill. So he has got strength, some sort of endurance. How he hasn't had a heart attack with that diet also says he's got a strong constitution. So credit where credit's due, the Strength card. Okay. Under underneath, excuse me, the Two of Wands, this card in this deck is interesting. What is called is dominion. So he still has dominion. He is still miraculously POTUS. But as we know from the Woodward book of staff, you know, pulling papers off his desk so he couldn't sign them and so forth, this rule by decree, rule by just sheer force of will, that's the element he's always relied upon. On top of his first mini reading, and I'll just do another one shortly, the Queen of Wands, here I am thinking this is a woman in the judiciary yet again. Look at that card, viewers. This is some no-nonsense woman in a capacity. It could be Amy Johnson in the Manafort case, because the Manafort case, as we all know, holds the key to Trump's fortunes. As does Alan Weisselberg. We don't know what he has said. He is the chief financial officer of the evil empire that goes under the name of Trump Org. So between those two, even without Roger Stone, who could well be one of the next indictments, by the way, holds the fate, because it holds the fate of Don Jr. and Kushner. And when they go, which is looking more and more inevitable, via indictment, I mean, that's going to do Trump's head in completely. So now I'm going to quickly look at his response to the last week of September and the various travails that he will no doubt be subject to. So let's have a look at Trump's response. The Magician, he may pull it out. Oh, he's worried. Oh. Okay. This is very interesting. All right. What do we have in the centre? Well, we have the Magician. He is a magician. It's miraculous that he has actually got to the age and stage he is without being outright assassinated by disgruntled employees or people he's contracted and not paid, or people he's ripped off generally, or upsetting the mob along the East Coast, or. So, there he is, the Magician. However, why don't I think that that's a positive card for Mr. Elusive? Well, behind the scenes, worry, absolutely worried. I'm thrilled. I didn't think he had the mental capacity to actually be worried. He normally just goes, I'm insulted, I'm hurt, therefore I attack. He sort of bypasses worry. He is worried, and he should be. You know, the net is closing in. What's he got underneath? Well, this is him in full flight, as usual. The helicopter night. This could also be people protecting him, but you could count those on one hand now. So I think it's him. See the sword out, that manic element of the helicopter night. Galloping full tilt, completely careless, completely indifferent to who gets trampled in that process. I think that's a very good image for Twitter Trump. You know, that's him. The gutless one in the bathrobe. Oh, and viewers, I digress briefly. Stormy Daniels' book, Bit, has come out. I hate to share this with you, but I can't keep it to myself. She described him as having the pubes of a yeti. I won't describe the penis. Okay, so there he is, pubes flying, just fighting his way out of this particular hole. In exactly the same position as last time, the Queen of Wands, female judiciary figure. Oh. When cards repeat, you have to take them seriously. Outcome, the devil. The devil troops. This is what we're hearing. This is not a surprise. What does it mean? Well, this is his blunt, aggressive behaviour has always served him well until he became president. No one managed to explain to him that America is not a company, it's actually a country, Donald, and it runs differently from a business, and you can't behave in the same way and get the same results. So this wouldn't be the first time he's got the devil card. He is, as I've explained in other videos, I don't literally believe in the devil. It's more devilish behaviour. It's a completely amoral person. It is someone who will do deals at any price, something he's always skited about, you know, and been proud of. It's everything that's completely devoid of conscience. So, not news, obviously, but the last week of September is going to be one of his worst. I mean, seriously, none of them are good. He's not having good weeks now. He might have good half hours from time to time, but I think they're even few and far between. Now, the other news, regular viewers. I'm actually going on Third Eye Champagne on the weekend. I'm connecting up with Kirsten Langston. I'm so excited. I admire her enormously. It was because of Kirsten I got involved in this, and she was certainly the first, or one of the first, to start doing tarot readings on Trump and the craziness. So big ups to Kirsten. When we've done that, I'll put the link on the next video. And so I am looking forward to that. We've just got to work out the time frame between California and Australia. Don't forget, she also gave us Linda G. We were all introduced to Linda G via Kirsten's channel. So that's it for now, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.